Hey you guys, welcome back to the Mom's View. I'm excited to be with my ladies today. Yay. What has been going on with you ladies?
You guys, one thing that I know that we're so excited about, one of our favorite mamas, Sharzad, is pregnant. Yay!
How funny, because when we started this journey with the Mom's View, she was not counting kids off for the rest of her life, but she was like, you know, Michael and I just want to spend time traveling and developing my channel, and not even into a year of the Mom's View, and she was like, I'm pregnant. Yeah. It's contagious.
So exciting. It's been I'm so happy for her, 100%, but a part of me is like, I want to do that with her again. It's been this weird thing. I just miss her so much, and I want to do that with her.
So everyone go wish Sharzi a congrats. We love you, girl.
Yay. I'm so excited. She said that she has been sick. I've been waiting for a pregnancy update, but she did say that she's been sick. Dang it. And that is hard. I can't imagine chasing Winston around, having a toddler and being so sick. Oh, so sending love and good vibes your way, Sharzad. Yes. We love you.
We love you for sure.
Are any of you pregnant?
No,
I am super, sorry, that was a bad follow-up. I am not.
Are any of you
pregnant?
I
am super excited. Cooper has a dance recital this Friday. I'm just dying. He literally is going from baseball tournaments to dance recital. Yeah. We put the boys in a hip-hop class, Gage and Cooper in this boys hip-hop class, and Cooper's in the front row. I was very proud of him. Coming from my dance cheer background, I'm like, do you know all the moves? Do you want me to go over them with you? Should I record the dance? Just, don't want to be that mean girl's mom and they're this dancing with her big camcorder, get it, Cooper! It's Mom, sit down.
That's so funny. Gage told me last night that he's scared to dance in front of girls.
He is?
Yeah.
Oh, they're so cute when they're there. They're so they try to be so cool. I love them.
Because it's hip hop, you gotta be.
Yeah. I'm very proud of him though. It's definitely something. Cooper's always a good sport about trying things. So I was you don't have to do it for the rest of your life, but I want you to try to do it one semester or whatever. And so he stuck with it, and now the recital is coming and I can't wait to see him.
Yeah. And Emmy will be there too. That's exciting. So all three of them
will be cheering on our tinies. Yay.
Yeah, and Gavin did a hip hop when he was that age.
He did.
I remember that. Yeah, he loved it. I'm glad he tried it too. I asked him this year, I'm do you want to do the hip hop class? He's like, no, I'm just going to do soccer, Mom. I'm like, okay. Now he's too cool, but he was really cool when he was in it.
Yeah,
I mean, it's given him a good sense of dance. He's known for dancing, so.
I was surprised that Gage liked it as much as he did. He said it's been his very favorite thing that he's ever done.
I love that.
Yeah, so next year we're planning on doing hip hop, and he wants to do gymnastics, and then he wants to play sports in the summer. So
I think gymnastics is so good for boys. If whether they want to do it for forever or not, but it builds so much coordination for other sports to come. So I think, and such good plyometrics for their little bodies. It's just a good thing all around.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, are you guys ready to go into the topic of the day?
Yes.
I kind of wanted to talk about, as moms, now that we're in this different place in our lives than we were in high school or college or whatever, how have you guys made friends after being a mom? And what kind of friends do you still have from before, and how have you made new friends? What is kind of making and keeping new friends, I guess, after you're a mom? Because it's definitely a different time in your life, and I found for myself, you do kind of not glob on to people, that's a wrong word, but words and me, we don't really have a great relationship. So, but I kind of am driven to or attracted to people that are going through the same kind of things as me. So sometimes I feel friends from the past aren't as relatable, but I don't know. What are you guys' thoughts?
Well, I feel like I have globbed onto you guys.
Globby.
I'm globbed onto you guys. I haven't really made friends. I think the best friendships that I have made since having kids have been people that I work with. So when I was at the salon, they were my best friends outside of my family. And then when we moved to California, our film crew were a lot of my best friends. And it was weird because I was really good friends with our camera guy, Kurt, and I had never had a friendship with a guy. So that was weird that he was just one of our family's best friends, our whole family, me, Casey, and the kids. He was one of our very best friends. And it was so fun to see all these different friendships form when we moved to California.
Yeah. I think that if you're a stay-at-home mom and you're not working, something that is like a way to find friends. It's getting involved in like mommy activities. Like I met a really good friend by just going to the park. We had just like one day both of us had decided to take our kids to the park, and then like we bumped into each other like chasing our kids. And I love this girl. Her name's Heather. She's from California, but her husband works at the hospital here, and she's just like a really cool hip mom, has a different sense of style, like incredible sense of style. And that's like the first thing I picked up on. I was like, these kids are dressed so well. They're so cute. But we had, as we started talking, we found that we had a lot in common, and so then we've just been friends over the years. And it's not like a best friend relationship, but I think when you're open to like taking your kids to the park and you know you're aware of your surroundings, you're going to meet people who are doing like things like you, like other moms. Because I think that's something that women worry about when you're a stay-at-home mom, like that your social life gets cut off. But you're not a prisoner to your house. I think like go out and explore and look for other moms who are doing the same things, and then you can run into friends. And obviously you already have a common interest if you're a mom taking your kids out. But that was, I think, a blessing for me too, because I needed like a good, friend outside of other things at that time in my life. And so it was fun to like meet her in that situation. And I think some of those things are divine. Like they happen for a reason, and you run into people and you make those connections for a reason. But I mean, other than you guys, I'm like, what more do I need?
Yeah,
I don't need any other friends.
I have a hard time because I have found that I don't want to put effort into friendships. Like,
Yeah.
I'm very, very guilty of that. I want to have friends, but I don't want to put effort into making new relationships. I already feel like I'm stretched as thin as I can be stretched. Yeah. And friendships do take work. And I feel like I have such good relationships in my family. I think that that's the reason that I've only been friends with people who I go to work with. The time that we're friends is when we're at work together, or doing something together. I'm just really, really not a great friend.
I feel like I'm the same way. Like I'm the last to respond, and like the greatest thing is like the friends that I am close with, they just know that about me, and not that it's okay because they know I try when I can, but like I'm busier in my own way than they are, and so they know that like I'm probably going to be the last to respond. But I mean, I don't think that that's like makes you a good or bad friend. It's just like a good friend is understanding when your life is so crazy, and and it is hard, but I think like anything else, you have to make it a priority if you want to have that in your life. You have to try a little bit.
Yeah, I'm so grateful for my best friend Lacey. We've been friends since 6th grade, and she has been one that has been so understanding that I am not good at texting back. I'm not good at answering my phone. I'm not good at being a friend in that way. I'm just really, really not. And she's busier than me. She has 4 kids under the age of 7. So she's super, super busy. And yesterday, in fact, she was FaceTiming me, and I thought she must have just like butt dialed me. And I answered. I was like, "Did you know that you're FaceTiming me?" And she was like, "You don't FaceTime?" And I was like, "No." Like this was like weirding me out.
I'm in my sweatpants with no bra on.
I looked terrible, and it was 1 o'clock, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm not ready for the day." Anyways, we talked for like an hour, and it was so awesome. Like I loved it. It was such a great way to connect with your friends, and I would have never, ever, ever done that. And I want to do that more often. I'm like, I should FaceTime with her like once a week, then we can catch up, and it just feels so much more personal than just being on the phone. So that was fun, and I'm really, really grateful for her because I have not been a good friend.
I feel like my friend Christina is like your Lacey. Like we've been best. We met in 7th grade, and like since then, like she has been the one friend that like I can always go to. We've never been in a fight. Like we didn't really have the same group of friends in high school, but we were always friends. Like she's so good that we were gone for playlist, and then in California for 10 days. She like texted me. She's like, "Hey, I stopped by your house and mowed your lawn, took your packages inside for you. Like I just want you to come back to a long lawn." I'm like, I'm the worst friend in the world. Like she is that kind of person that sees things that need to be done for you, and she'll do them without asking. And you trust her like without, and that meant so much that she would go and mow my lawn, because I've never done that for her. I try to pay for her like pedicures when we go, but like she mowed my lawn. That's really nice. But like something like that, or I bought a new light fixture. She freaking went and installed it in my house and took pictures. She's like, "Do you like this, or do you want me to take it down?" I'm like, if I was in love with Jackson, I might have tried to marry you. Because she seriously is like my go-to. Like when I bought new stools, she comes over and helps me put them together because I don't know what I'm doing. She's my solid. Thanks for us. Love you.
She's an awesome girl.
I feel like that's the kind of friends that I've kept, is the kind that don't need to be called every day. Like I have had friends where it's like, "Why didn't you call me? Why didn't you tell them?" I'm like, "I'm sorry, I don't do that all the time." And those are the kind of friends that just kind of like trickle off a little bit, because like I realized that after I got married, like my every focus went into my husband and my kids, which is good. But it makes me appreciate those friends that like you can call after like a year and I haven't talked to her and she's like, how are you? And this is what's happening in my life. And it's like, we just picked up where we left off. And it's amazing to me to have those kind of friends. And they are fewer, but they're the kind that understand that we both have our own lives, but we still are sisters and we love each other. Yeah. You know, and I feel like you guys have been like my best friends. And I've realized I do need to reach out to people a little bit more. When I reached out to my friends that I do church work with, like one of them in particularly was just like, I'm here for you. And she's continued texting me since I reached out because she's like thinking about me. And I'm like, how nice of her. And I can tell that she's the kind of friend that is that like true loyal friend that even if you haven't talked to her in like months, I can call her if I'm having a bad day and it'll be perfect, you know, and she won't be offended or whatnot. And I feel like I want to be that kind of a friend. I don't want to be the kind of friend that's like, you haven't called me in forever, like that is so rude. Like I want to be the kind of friend that's like, oh, I'm here for you, even though it hasn't been, even though it's been a while since we've chatted.
Yeah.
So I don't know. How do you make those friends though? Like after?
I don't know. I think like what Carly said, you know, going to different things where you can find people that you relate to.
Yeah. And also, like, I really believe it's true. Like, if you find one good friend like that, like, you should consider yourself lucky. Like, I'm all about quality over quantity these days. Yes. And high school, like, it was like kind of the, like, that mindset was flipped around. But now, like, the people I keep in contact with are much more about the quality of the people who they are. And if you find one good friend in high school, like, that's all you really need is one person that's, like, loyal to you or whatever. It's like enough, you know, because I really believe that like in this life, everybody that we love and trust in some way is going to hurt us or offend us. Intentionally, maybe that's not what they meant, but like that's just how it goes as human beings. Like we're all in it for ourselves and we don't mean to hurt other people and we don't mean to put others down or not be honest or whatever, but that just like sometimes how it happens. I think that also having a forgiving and understanding heart, like if you are busy and you don't talk for months, like it's okay because intentionally, are you not trying to be her friend? No, you are. But like just learning to forgive people and, you know, it just makes life more enjoyable. But like, yeah, just if you find one good friend, cherish that and like just send them a quick message and thank them for that, you know, because it's like, to me, it's the little things I think that go the longest.
I think so too. I've noticed that in general, like if you know, have friends and you like happen to be thinking about them, like let them know. Yeah, like even though you haven't talked to them, just shoot them a quick text like, hey, just want to let you know I'm thinking about you. Hope everything's okay. Love you. Talk to you soon. You know, or whatever. Like just reaching out and being that kind of a friend that you want to have is going to help you keep those relationships alive.
Yeah. I have a couple of friends like that. Carrie and Annie, they'll just send me random texts. Hey, just thinking about you today. Or my friend Carrie, she's my neighbor. She's like, glad to see you're finally home. Hope we can catch up. Love you. Like, probably took her 30, 45 seconds and she's really busy, but that means so much to my heart, you know? And then, of course, you feel the guilt. Like, I should do that too. I should send her messages too.
Yeah, but don't let yourself feel guilty. That's not worth it.
Going along with that too, like if you're prompted to send a message or something like that, I one day was sitting in church and there was this girl that was sitting next to me and I just got a strong feeling to get her phone number. I was like, I don't know a lot of people here. I'm new to the area. Can I get your phone number? Like, is that weird? And she was like, no, I don't know a lot of people either. And I got her phone number, but then I haven't ever called her. But
just text her, you know?
Yeah, I always think like, oh, I should text her and see what she's doing, or I should meet up with her for lunch because I got a strong feeling that I should do that, and maybe for her and maybe for me. Like I didn't know. At that time, I was like really like wanting to make more friends around here. So that is something that I want to do. But I think always listening to that, like either sending a message or reaching out to someone new that might, I mean, it feels weird to be like, can I get your number? But I'm grateful and she was so sweet. And I really do hope to like make a friendship with her. Yeah. But it's hard. Like I said, like it's hard for me to like commit to like working on a friendship. That sounds so bad.
No, it's not, because in your already busy life, it's hard to like think of one more thing that you could potentially fail at.
Right,
you know?
right.
It's just like,
right. But you mentioned in another video that your wants are also your needs, and I want more friends, and it probably is something that I need too, because it's something that is on my mind a lot. Like I want more friends. It's probably something that I need. Like I need that.
You need to have that connection.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm convinced that all we have really that is meaningful in life is our connections with other people.
Yeah.
And so that's something that I want to be better about. And that was another question, is like, I feel like I do have friends that I have from my past that I've held on to, and I have you guys as friends, but like, what if I'm somebody out there that feels like you want to make friends and need to make friends? Like, what are some other steps? Like you mentioned, listen to yourself and like listen to that little prompting and reach out. I think having the bravery to reach out can be really hard, but you never know who else might be feeling the same way that you're feeling.
In 7th grade, when I started junior high, my mom like gave me this big long talk about being very open. Like, I went to a junior high that wasn't in the area of the elementary kids I grew up with, so I didn't really know anybody in my junior high. I only went there because my mom was the secretary, and so I didn't know anybody. My mom's like, the only way to make friends is to be a friend and to talk to people and put yourself out there. And so literally, I think I was that girl and like TA that was like, hi, what's your name? What's your next class? Who's your TA? But because I did that, like Christina sat right next to me. And if I wouldn't have said, hi, what's your name? Because Christina was really shy back then. Now, not so much, but because I reached out to her, she's now my one of my very best friends that I hold dear to my heart. And it was because I was like brave to be like, and it feels funny, but like anything else, the more you practice it, the easier it becomes. But like if you go to hobbies, or like maybe you should take up hobbies, yoga, go to the library. Like in San Francisco, I was just there the other week, there was like running clubs everywhere. I'm like, how cool, like you can look up to find running clubs to be a part of, and like a great way to make friends of people who are interested in what you're doing. So I think for looking for extracurricular activities and then being the friend to reach out, because everyone feels vulnerable and everyone's just waiting for that one person to be like, hi, what's your name? Like, what do you like doing? And if you get a weird vibe, at least you said hi and that's that. But I was grateful I reached out, and if I wouldn't have done that, then who knows,
I think also being willing to give people the benefit of the doubt. Like, don't allow yourself to be offended so easily about things that your friends may or may not do, or if they didn't call you and you thought they should have. Like, be forgiving of those types of things, because those are the kind of friendships you're going to want to hold on to, is the friends that you're not going to be expected to be somebody for. Like, just being able to be the kind of friend that is forgiving and accepting of their flaws, as well as like, if you want to be accepted and be friended, then be willing to be that kind of a friend as well.
Yes. Amen, sister.
Very good. I don't know.
Yes, that was good.
There's some tips.
So many friends.
Okay, so we're going to go to some Instagram questions, and I found one that stuck out particularly because I don't feel like we always talk about it, but it could be maybe refreshing or something new. Sarah, I'm sorry, I don't know how to say your last name. Sarah Lazarus. I'm sorry. Don't quote me on that. When we meet in person, you can correct me on that one. She says, how do you balance your religious beliefs with your job?
I feel like...
That's a hard one, but a good one, huh?
Yeah, it is.
I mean, especially with what we do, because we're very much like, we talk about our lives.
I think that the best way to teach anybody anything is to live by example. But the hardest thing is with our religion, there's a lot of misconceptions about it, and a lot of, I think that people forget that there can be bad people in a church organization, but a lot of time the association goes back to the church. Like, the church is bad as a whole, not just there are some people in the church who are bad. And so I think that with our religion, like, we live to a high standard, so the world holds us to a high standard. And the hardest thing for me is, I haven't always lived by the standards and the values of the church, because there was a time where I wasn't quite sure who I wanted to be or what I believed in. But I'm grateful, so grateful for those times where I kind of wandered off the path of what I knew to be true, because that's when I really found out what I believed in down and deep and like to the core of my heart. I know the things that I know now today because I did make mistakes, and as hard and painful as they were and as off track and embarrassing as I got off of them, I'm grateful because now I feel like I know why I shouldn't do those things other than somebody telling me not to, or that I was raised that way, or I was in that community. I literally lived like a couple different paths of life, and now I'm like, I know what really makes me happy and what I came back to, and that was only because I fought to get back there because I know that it was true. And so like with us having that balance with our life and vlogging and business, I just think that it's a great opportunity to share what makes us happy, and not that everybody should believe in what we believe in, because religion is really a personal relationship with you and your higher power or whatever you believe in. But I think there are a lot of people out there searching for happiness and truth, and they want to find what does best for them. And I think that if I've lived the way that I've lived and gone through the hard things that I've gone through, the least I can do is share what I've found to make me happy, then it's a blessing. But it also is really, really hard to do that because people hold us to the standard, and it's like, well, you didn't ever live 100% correctly, so you're not a good example, or who are you to say what you believe, and if you haven't always done that, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of hard and it's intimidating to be vulnerable with your mistakes, but I think that it's the greatest thing about being a part of such a forgiving atmosphere, and one that wants us to be better continually, with being able to forget about things that, you know, we haven't always done that have been like perfect. I mean, like, hard to break it to you guys, but I'm not
I was
Nancy the perfect.
Nancy the perfect. What do you think, Kaylee?
I think the greatest thing that I have taken from, one of the greatest things that I've taken from the religion that we belong to is to treat people kindly. Like, that is something that is so important to me. That is something that I teach my kids, and that is something that I really, really value, to love, to treat others the way you want to be treated, and to not judge. I feel like our religion gets a lot of flack for being very judgmental, but I was taught not to judge. That's what my parents always taught me. That's what my church leaders taught me. And so that is what I try to teach my kids, because those things are so important to me, to treat people the way that you want to be treated.
Yeah.
And that's really important, and I feel like that helps me find balance in everything. Like, I may view things differently than you view things, or you view things, because it, like you said, religion is very, very personal. What we take from it is very, very personal. But I want to love and be kind and show people that you can find a lot of happiness in that.
Yeah.
Okay, I feel like there's a lot in my head, so I'm trying to like get it out without like saying too much. It's like, what did she say? I guess for me, like, my religion is more my personal relationship with God. Like, it shouldn't just be like a community thing, which it is. Like, the community, the social aspect of the religion helps you like build, you know, stay strong or whatever, and like feel good. But it's really just your relationship with God, and that's, to me, like, that's living your life out loud. Like, it's hard to separate what I believe in my job, because what I believe is kind of who I am and what's made me who I am. And I'm still discovering that. Like, I'm still being created. I'm still learning and growing every day, and learning new things about what I believe and what I don't believe. And so, to me, I feel like what we do even is a better way to like show that, and to just be who we are. Like, I am willing to say, like, maybe I don't believe some things, maybe I do in my religion, but I'm still discovering that. Like, I'm still walking the walk. It's not like I know this and I know this and that's the way it is. Right. I'm still discovering myself, and it's really to look at it as a beautiful journey, and something that I'm willing to share. And, you know, obviously I'm not going to share everything, because I don't want to leave it up to everybody to just judge me. But I am grateful for my religion. I'm grateful for the walk that I'm on, and I'm happy to know that it's not perfect, and I'm happy to know that I'm still discovering. And that's the way I look at it right now.
I think, to touch on, like, if separating church from religion is hard, especially with what we do, because it's sharing a very vulnerable, sacred part. I think the best word is sacred. It's very sacred. Yeah. And when you share that, it almost feels like you're telling everybody they should feel that way or understand that. And I think religion isn't supposed to be necessarily always understood, but respected. And I respect anybody who believes in something that makes them want to be a better person. But at the end of the day, it's like, it is personal, so you can't look at so-and-so or so-and-so and say wrong, yes, no. Right. You have to do what's making you be the best you. So to separate work from religion is like kind of like you don't do it, because you should be who you are all the time in what you do, with being in a respectful way, you know, like, so you have to like have those boundaries. But I think that, like, I like that you said, like, there isn't really a separation in the sense of you should be who you are always, because it's what you believe in, and that's what makes you you, and that's like part of our job.
Not like changing your personality to be
like, just because they serve, like, if they, you know, you don't drink alcohol because it's a religious belief, but at work they serve it, you shouldn't just separate that and do that at work, because that's the work environment. Like, you should be who you are through and through always.
Right.
I feel like our job and what we do has helped give me balance in everything, including my religion. Because, like you were saying, I now have a greater understanding, because I have talked to more people that believe different things.
Yes.
Some people don't believe in religion. Some people believe in, you know, Mother Nature and things like that. Some people have other religions, and it has opened my eyes, because I was raised in a community where it was like almost 100% LDS.
Yeah.
And so I was in this bubble, and I didn't ever think to kind of put myself out of this bubble because that's what I knew and that's what I was used to. So having this job has helped find balance in all things and understanding and appreciate other religions because they're beautiful. Religion is beautiful. And like you said, it's a relationship that you find with a higher power. And it is such a beautiful thing.
Amen. Amen, sister.
And I think it goes back to like inspiring connection. Like to me, religion, like my beliefs should inspire connection with other people and understanding and tolerance and like all of those things. Like they should never make us clash. And that's kind of what I...
Like it should, if I don't agree with you, it should inspire me to understand why I believe in what I believe in. You know, look at it as a positive, not a negative.
Yeah.
And I hate that because it's usually when you talk about religion with somebody else who doesn't believe the same way, it almost feels contentious
Like
and
a
negative.
debate.
Like, I'm right and you're wrong. And like, that's not what a higher power would want. He'd want peace and happiness for both parties. But
It was so interesting. I was talking to a good friend, and they said that they believed in reincarnation. Is that what it's called? Where the people in your lives come back as other special people in your lives, or animals, or just a special.
Yes, I knew it.
Yes, Carly's love of animals. One day,
gonna be a polar bear after
you know,
all.
and it was while I was pregnant with Winston, and he was born on my grandpa's birthday, and I love my grandpa. He was just the greatest man. He made me feel so good, and so being pregnant with him and having him, I just thought, what if he has my grandpa's spirit, and and he's back in my life, and that is not what I believe, but I do feel like I feel my grandpa's spirit with Winston. But it was just like it was a beautiful thing to think, like, that is a great way of thinking. When you lose someone, they're brought back into your life in a different way, where I feel like my grandpa is with me in spirit. But it's just a beautiful thing to find comfort in that. Yeah.
Good question. Awesome. Good question, Sarah.
Yes, those were all good questions. That's all the time we have for today, though. Dang it. I love talking about all this stuff.
You can tell we haven't caught up for a while because we just keep talking. Sorry,
we just
guys.
keep talking. I love it, though. You guys can keep the conversation going in the comments. Let us know how you make friends, how you keep friends, some of your best friends, any stories, and what you think about the topics that we talked, all the other topics that we talked about. And we'll see you guys next time.
Thanks for hanging out. Bye, everybody.
Bye.